Welcome to Two Open Doors, the podcast that explores our power to open or close the doors of relationship with the important people in our lives. We hope you'll learn from and share your wisdom with our community. Thanks for joining us. Relationships don't exist in a vacuum. They come into being and they evolve within the context of a society. The communities that we participate in can greatly influence the health of our close relationships. In this post, we'll consider why community is important to relationship. Conversely, we'll also examine the role that people with healthy relationships play in maintaining supportive communities. The Collins English Dictionary defines community in three distinct ways. 1. All of the people who live in a particular area or place. 2. A group of people who are similar in some way. And 3. Friendship between different people or groups and a sense of having something in common. Definition 1 underscores the importance of locality to a community. The participants in a community often live in proximity to one another, allowing them to interact regularly with one another. While online communities don't include in-person connections between members, they are able to knit together people who are separated by great geographic distances. Definition 2 notes that community members share things in common, be they goals or beliefs or traits. Definition 3 suggests that commonality leads to warm and accepting feelings between the members of a community. Those members aren't emotionally neutral toward one another. Rather, their awareness of sharing common ground encourages friendship between them. If we think now about those with whom we feel intimately connected, we find that these three facets of community also apply to our deep relationships. We want to include those we love in our lives, leading us to want to be physically and geographically close to them. We feel that we share a great deal with our loves, at least with respect to the things that we and our partners both deem to be important. Of course, we also differ from them in ways that can promote interest and novelty without causing division. And finally, we feel very close to our loving partners in a way that often greatly transcends mere friendship. We may want to share an entire life in common with some of them. We see that there are strong parallels between community and deep relationship. Let's look at how these interact. In my experience, one of the hardest aspects of establishing a deep relationship with someone is to know where to look for good prospects. Ideally, there would be some easy way for kindred spirits to find one another. Unfortunately, there seems to be no such royal road, or at least I haven't found one. Instead, I have experienced a lifetime of looking for my people. From talking with others, I know that mine is not an uncommon experience. Finding appropriate communities to participate in offers the prospect of easing the task of finding others with whom we share important things in common. In the quest for deep and satisfying personal connections, it's important to find and spend quality time with others who share beliefs, desires, and goals that are important to us. It's easy to have fun with a wide range of people, but our life runs deeper than just having fun, so we want to be able to connect deeply with those who see and inhabit the same world that we live in. Differences attract in the sense of adding spice and interest to our life, but likes attract at the level of what connects two people deeply, soul to soul. In looking for potentially satisfying romantic relationships, some online dating sites provide ready access to many people. However, those sites aren't a community. They don't offer any assurance of meaningful similarities or of the reassuring feelings of friendship and caring that can exist in a bona fide community. Dating sites are transactional, and they offer fairly superficial ways of connecting with others. In contrast, some communities can offer a much richer sort of connection experience. As one concrete example, the Empowered Pleasure community in the Portland, Oregon area seems to draw people who truly understand and value deep human connection. The group supports its members with plenty of opportunities for fun and meaningful social interactions, as well as with events that promote personal growth in a safe and carefully curated space. The Two Open Doors community that I'm working to create shares similar aspirations. Though such groups exist, they remain difficult to find. Since there is no one-size-fits-all community that can satisfy everyone's desires for deep connection, it's necessary to find promising-sounding groups, try them out in person, and see how they feel. With time, patience, and willingness to experiment, it's likely that just about anyone can find communities that offer the prospect of meaningful friendships and other relationships. Finding a satisfying community or communities can be a great first step toward bringing more treasured, deep connections into one's life. However, there's a price attached to that valuable access to interesting other people. Participation. Communities rely on their members to sustain the group's vitality and interest. It takes time, energy, and other resources to maintain a community, and those must ultimately come from the community itself. The organizers of a group would ultimately burn out if they had to be the sole source of those resources. Through participation, each community member can come to know and be valued by others in the community. Since deep mutual knowledge, understanding, and acceptance provide the glue for any deep connection, participating in a community can pay dividends in the form of making oneself known to those who might take an interest in us. While that might sound a bit self-serving, it's fair recompense for the investment of one's precious time and energy in sustaining the community. That's symbiotic. Any real community exists to serve the needs of its members. If that's not the case, we're probably dealing with a business whose purpose is the attainment of profit for someone. In order for that service to occur, the leadership of the community must understand what its members are looking for, and the leaders must then plan the community's activities to fill those needs. In a community that lends itself to the care and feeding of deep human connections, the community members must have a say in setting the group's directions. That requires initiative on the part of the members and receptiveness on the part of leaders. When those are present, the community can create an environment in which deep connections can blossom. That environment promotes trust and safety, as well as providing ample opportunities for personal growth. A community is a living organism, and good member engagement can help guide the evolution of the group in whatever directions best suit the changing needs and desires of the membership. That's a formula for a community with lasting value. When we are immersed in society at large, we don't necessarily feel very well supported or understood. In our American culture, there's a heavy emphasis on independence, self-sufficiency, a masking of emotion, and a valuing of acquisitions and luxuries. None of those align very well with the foundations of intimate relationship, which include interdependence, healthy mutual support, a safe, respectful, and honest sharing of emotions between partners, and a valuing of genuine and lasting deep connection. Within a supportive community, we can find a respite from the challenges and distractions of living in society. We can instead focus on sharing time and experiences with others of like mind and with whom we share mutual respect. Those sorts of interactions are much more satisfying to us humans, as the social creatures that we are. In seeking out supportive communities, we aren't running away from daily life so much as we are ensuring that we retain balance and meaning in our life. Perhaps that's not a balance that is sought by everyone, but for those who value deep connection with others, it's essential. Healthy community is an elixir for a soulful life. To learn more about Two Open Doors and to engage with our community, I'd like to invite you to visit the Two Open Doors private Facebook group, the Two Open Doors meetup group, and the Two Open Doors website and blog at twopendoors.com. I also invite you to contact me directly by writing to me at Claude, C-L-A-U-D-E, at twopendoors.com. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll use your inputs to guide my work on future blog posts and podcast episodes. Thanks for visiting Two Open Doors.